Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals here of Code for Giants Cup number 22, your bi-weekly dose of Brazilian StarCraft. We're here, we are back, and we are looking to jump into our best of 5 grand finals here between Erik and MasTeR. I couldn't have put it better myself. Erik versus MasTeR is like the Brazilian Dark versus Hero. 100%. Where Dark and Hero, they would play in week after week after week of finals in open tournaments like the KSL or ESL Open Cup Asia. They would play so often. Likewise, Erik and MasTeR as well. And it makes for a really interesting series because on the one hand, I think Erik really thrives against standard players. He really thrives against players that are maybe a little bit more unfamiliar with his playstyle. MasTeR is very familiar. just like Hero and Dark, where they know all about each other, MasTeR and Erik as well. So it can lead to some mind games. It can lead to a lot of like metagaming and mind gaming between the two players as well. I think infamously, I mean, we'll get into it, especially on larger maps. MasTeR, for example, he often blindly makes Phoenixes against Erik. And not against any other Zerg player, but he blindly makes Phoenixes against Erik because Erik is very fond of going mutas, for example. And because Erik is fond of going mutas, because he knows his Phoenixes, like he switches into like Corruptor or something crazy, and we see this back and forth. Like there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot that goes into these two as they face off, but I'm ready. I'm excited as always. We are jumping into game 1, jumping into ley lines. Let's go. Let us go. Is there an Erik lore explanation going on? Pappy, all you need to know, what does Erik mean? It means endurance, righteousness, intellect, and kangaroo. The F in Erik stands for fear, Pappy. Let's go. As spawning in the top right hand corner of ley lines, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Brazilian Zerg player, the red Zerg, representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Erik. Here we go. So to jump into our best of 5, and again, these two players do often go back and forth. I believe both Erik and MasTeR are already confirmed for the offline events. Of course they are, but I believe they're already confirmed for the offline event that is happening in June. So look forward to seeing some Erik and MasTeR action there. I believe Inexorable should also be confirmed, but we'll be getting to the details of that over the weekend. As I believe today, Cosmos is actually going over the, I believe he's going over the seeding, and I believe Cosmos is constructing the group stage. So I believe he's constructing the group stage, and we should be seeing groups over the next couple of days. For now, we do have a hatch first. It's going to be hatch into spawning pool here from Erik. And once again, Erik, he does go for delayed gases. MasTeR will try to chase the drone. Erik, he's going to be setting up here on the low ground, and the probe is in position again. Oh, MasTeR, he blocks, he delays, he knows. No. And this is what I mean. Erik, he's going for the Erik opener, going for the macro hatchery, and MasTeR, he is aware of the opener, he's aware of the build, and he does delay. He does delay it. It still gets thrown down, but it gets delayed by a couple of seconds as Erik is setting up with his macro hatch on the low ground. So it was hatch pool into hatchery into delayed gases. So delayed gases here from Erik. Now the downside here means that, of course, late link speed for Erik, but what he will have instead is he will have extra larva here is going to be available. Likewise, he will have extra creep being spread as well, and he can also save an overlord. He can delay his overlord, he can preserve it, because of course the hatchery does provide extra supply. So there's a lot that comes into this initial opener, this initial build, and we'll see if MasTeR can try to punish this. Now, the other downside of this build, to be able to afford such a fast macro hatchery, you do delay your queen production. So you only have one queen. The second queen is going to be delayed. The third queen also is delayed even further as well. We can see Erik, he does go for his third base just as the macro hatch is finishing up. So again, he does prioritize another expansion instead of queens. Like again, we're skipping queens here in favor of all these bases and all these hatcheries. Meanwhile, Stargate opener out of MasTeR. Standard play. The first adept does move out. Meanwhile, Lings, they move in for a scout. Now again, the most difficult part about this opener and about this build is keeping up with the first wave of adepts, the first and the second adept as well. So far does Vendor Shade, so far Erik is keeping up. That's also why he keeps the first queen here on the low ground at the natural to engage ahead of time to spread creep. And again, creep spread is going to be boosted as well because the added creep from the hatchery and now the added tumor. Well, Double Def does push in. Erik keeping up. Does make an extra wave of Lings. So far, so good. We do commit to the shade. It does commit. He gets one. Gets one drone so far. He's going to get a second drone. Lings are coming in for the surround, and the drones are going to be left idle here. 4 drone kills. Now, he will kill all the adepts, but that's a very strong start, getting up to 5. Again, Erik did leave his workers idle here for 1 second too long, and so far, a good start for MasTeR. He does take initially an economic lead, and the Oracle's moving out. Now, it's going to be on Erik to keep up with this. The spores are on the way. Another reason why you can get away with a low queen count, for those of you that remember, in the latest patch back in October/November of last year, the spores have been buffed, and now the spores do extra damage to these Oracles. So you can get away with a lower queen count against Oracle defense in the early game. So against these like double and triple Oracle openers, you can get away with the lower queen counts. Meanwhile, there's going to be an earlier Twilight Council out of MasTeR. MasTER setting up for what looks to be almost a 2-base all-in. Oh my god. Again, we get 2 more gateways. Okay, that's going to be 4 gates in total. We have a Robo Twilight Council. This can lead into Charge. It can lead into early Adepts. Oh god, speaking of Charge, we're going into a Temple Archives, into Archons. So Charge of Archon here from MasTER. Say Charge of Archon. This looks to be an Archon drop opener. Yep, there we go. So the Prism moves out. It's going to be for High Templar across the map. MasTER is expanding, but MasTER, he's going to be delayed. Oh my god, barely not. Whew, MasTER, he saves the probe. 3rd base is on the way. Back at home, Erik is throwing down his Roach Warren. Now, Erik, he is getting SimCity here going, so if it was Adepts, he would be able to wall off here completely at the natural base, at the natural ramp. But as we can see, it's going to be the Archon drop instead. Now, this is a build that is very niche. It's a very niche build here from MasTER. Again, it's not an all-in. It's not an all-in. The way this works is that the Prism moves out, and we warp in High Templar. We go for Archons across the map to hunt down Overlords and to hunt down Queens. And even drones, and I mean anything we can. So the Prism moves out for the Archons. Likewise, Erik, he is building up his Roaches. He's now getting his next set of Queens. So again, he delayed Queen production, but now we have the 4th Queen on the way. Lair as well. Here come the High Templar. And I believe Erik, he didn't see this. He did not see this coming his way. Erik, he does have Roaches to defend, but he needs to get in position. As MasTER's moving in. Erik has been redroning, resaturating. Erik, he does spot the Prism. He knows. Does head towards the bases. Alas, I say he knows. There we go. The Roaches, they do respond. Erik, he pulls away. Pulls away in time. Oh! So it's where the Prism does lose any drones yet. Prism into the main base. Erik trying to keep up. Once again, drone's going to be going down. He gets 1. He gets 2 drones so far. Gets 2 workers. So far, no major damage, but what's important here is that this is doing 2 things. One is getting scanning information, like he sees the lack of gases here at the 3rd base, for example. He sees the Roach production, of course, as well, and it also keeps Erik busy, while MasTER saturates his 3rd base. And it's important that he does this, just because, if you remember, this 3rd base is late. This is a late 3rd because of the early gateways and the earlier tech, so MasTER, he has some catching up to do economically, as he sacrificed his economy for the Archon drop. So there's a bit of a give and take here. MasTER does pull away. Erik likewise keeping up, getting into +1, getting into Roach speed. We see MasTER denying creep. Again, nice damage here with the Archons. He's not getting any drone kills or any Overlords, but he is at least getting some tumors. Getting value here out of the Archon drop. Behind this, going into Charge. Storm is on the way as well. Gateway Explosion behind this. MasTER is building up. Meanwhile, Erik is going from Roach Ravager into Ling Bane Roach Ravager. We have the Baneling Nest on the way. Now, something that Erik is very fond of in this matchup is going into Mutaplay, especially against something like an Archon drop. There is potential, but what I will say is that Erik, he did lose a lot of drones early on. Remember, he lost 5 drones to the Adepts, so Erik doesn't have the best economy to actually get into something like Spire Play and like Mutaplay, so he doesn't quite go for it. Instead, he's committing to a ground army instead. Now we can see Erik, he does get up to 3-base saturation. He's on 69 workers. Now he's just focusing purely on Ling Roach production. We have the 4th base on the way for now, just for Larva. He is teching though into the Infestation Pit. So tech is on the way, but Erik, he's pushing. And we'll see what he can get done, because I see High Templar. Storm is finishing, that is true, but this army is looking very, very, very vulnerable. Very vulnerable so far. Erik, he pulls away, he rotates, he is droning. Getting up to 75 workers. Again, taking up towards Hive. I say Hive, this could be towards either Infestor or Swarm Hosts. I mean, I want to say Hive, but we'll see. For now, MasTeR is moving out. Erik, he's ready for this. A lot of this will come down to the Storms. There are Ravagers. Ravagers to defend. Okay, there we go. Ravagers, they do morph in. Oh, Basil's thrown away. Bailing speed is still a ways off. No bailing speed yet. MasTeR pushing in. Let's move in. Storms, they turn back. Working towards the mineral line. So we're still waiting for bailing speed, finishing up in a couple of seconds. Oof. And you can see Erik, he's baiting out these storms. There's, I want to say, 2 storms left. As there we go, there's one of the final storms. There we go, that was the final storm. No more storms. And Bailings, they can soon be activated. They're rolling in. But there are so many immortals. Yeah, that might just be too much. Bailings, they crash into the Zealots. They shut them down. The Stasis. Stasis pops up. And Erik, he almost breaks this army. Almost. Now, MasTeR, he's out of Storm. Like, there's only Zealots, Archons, and Immortals. But again, that's what? 6 Immortals. 6 Immortals left over. Still a very, very close fight. Still very intense. Stasis runs out. Erik, he does pull away. Oh, Biles, they connect. Oh my god. Biles do connect. Zealots, they bust into the mineral line. So Erik, he's holding on. He's holding. Biles, they graze the army. Erik, he kites back. The base does go down. Massive pickup. On the Biles. Up the Prism. Oh my god, Prism goes down. Massive pickup. But again, the Immortal count is getting higher and higher. Like, that's the biggest issue here is the Immortal count. We're up to 8 Immortals. Meanwhile, we do see one Archon fall. He gets 1, he gets 2. Takes down one of the Immortals as well. Nice pickups. Very nice Biles. And Erik, he holds. Erik, he holds on. He does double expand behind this, but he is stuck on a 3-base economy. He has limited lava production as well. And MasTeR, he does escape with 7 Immortals. Getting up to 9. Jesus. Getting just massive Immortal. Getting up to critical massive Immortals. And meanwhile, we do have the Hive on the way. Hive is being researched. Erik, he does triple expand. And Erik is still building up, still on Lingbane Roach Ravager. But it's so difficult to engage into this massive Mortal High Templar army. It's not easy. Now, with the Hive, it does come Vipers, and with Vipers, we can abduct or Blinding Cloud, true. Like, there is potential with Vipers, but Erik needs time. He needs time to build up those Vipers. Meanwhile, MasTeR, he now takes a 4th base. Now, the one saving grace for Erik is that MasTeR's 4th base is late. This is basically a 3-base all-in. Like, this is essentially a 3-base all-in for MasTeR. This 4th base is heavily delayed, so he doesn't have the best economy either. But the army, I'm afraid to... How many Immortals? 10. Soon to be 11. 11 Immortals. Fleet Beacon's on the way. That's going to be for Skytoss. MasTeR moves out. Erik trying to keep up. Supplies are similar. I do favor MasTeR in this next fight, depending on the storms. It's going to be on Erik to try to buy some time for more reinforcements. Zealots, they do hit the right side. Base under fire. Erik, he responds with some of his army. At the same time, going for a Link counterattack, going for a Link run-by. MasTeR's keeping up. Oh, Erik, he barely saves... Gee, 19 HP. Barely saves the expansion. Likewise, getting ready for a Bathing run-by. Erik hoping to distract. Erik, he moves in on the right-hand side. Keeping MasTeR's attention on him. Meanwhile, here come the Bailings. Storm on the main army. Ooh, Stasis goes off. MasTeR defends. Alright, does defend. Hive is now done for Erik. Still not yet embracing any Vipers. Still trying to push in. Erik, he's maxed out, so is MasTeR. Ooh, Storm pops up. 1 Archon goes down. Aliens are making their way into the mineral line. Oh, can he get in? He can make it through. No major damage though. Takes down 5. Oh no! Oh my god, 1 more Bailey. Water Mass! So close. 5 probes go down. And here comes the next wave. Next set of Bailings, forcing out storms. Oh my god. Again, Erik has to be so careful. He has to preserve these Bailings. Once again rolling in. And they do go for the High Templar. Most High Templar do go down. They all go down. And now no more storms. But the Immortals, they hold their own. Erik, he needs more support. Oh! Have a little bit of mismovement there. Roach Ravager going to be going down. At the same time, Zealot on my left-hand side. And MasTeR, he's pulling Erik apart. MasTeR, he has done it. He has broken Erik's back. Whew. Again, a very intense fight, very intense engagement, but it's so important that MasTeR, he preserve those Immortals over time. Getting up to 10 Immortals. And MasTeR, he's done it. He has done it. Erik, he barely did not get into that mineral line, didn't touch the economy. Base goes down. And MasTeR, he's rolling in. He's rolling in, he's rolling, or snowballing out of control. Erik, he attempts to run by, but alas, won't achieve too much here. As Erik trying to hold on. Now we have the Spire on the way. We have Adrenal on the way. I say it's not going to help, Pappy. It's not going to help. Not like this. As MasTeR, he breaks through the 4th base, now breaking through the 3rd base as well. Still reinforcing. Mothership has arrived to support. Just the Mothership. No other committed Sky Tosser yet. The carrier's on the way. And again, at this point, Erik, he has been broken. GG gets called, and MasTeR, he will take a lead in the series. He will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Also, oh my god, before I forget, big shout out in the chat to Paul the Dutch, Pappy. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. Thanks so much for supporting. I did subscribe during the break, so I do apologize for not giving notice, but thank you so much. As MasTeR does take lead, again, a very intense back and forth, bearing in mind that MasTeR, he basically went for a 3-base all-in. He went for a 3-base all-in, and he didn't kill Erik, but he did do enough damage to cripple him, where he was able to trade well enough against the army of Erik. He was able to deny any kind of proper saturation. Erik, I will say, he was a little bit late to rebuild his bases and get a 4th and 5th and 6th base, so he was stuck on a 3-base economy a little bit longer, and he had a really hard time recovering after that first push. Whew. But again, very intense there between the two players. Now we're getting into game number 2. We'll see if Erik can bounce back. We'll see if MasTeR can extend that lead. As a reminder, best of 5. Best of 5. Plenty more games ahead of us. Plenty more games to come. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, leading the series 1-0. Representing Team Hellfire, it is MasTeR. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we do have his opponent. We do have the red Zerg player. We have the Brazilian Zerg representing the CranKy Ducklings down in the series, but looking to bounce back. It is Erik. Here we go. Now, what's important here as well is we are loading into a smaller map. Last game was on ley lines. Here we're loading into Ultra Love. Ultra Love is a smaller map. If Erik were to be a little bit more aggressive, then that can be a little bit more favored here on Ultra Love. For now, going for his hatch first. So extract a trick here into hatch first. We do expect hatch first into a spawning pool into a macro hatchery, but we'll keep an eye on Erik. I will say that the macro hatchery is a little bit more awkward here on Ultra Love. I'm curious how Erik does go about it, if at all. So there we go. There's that spawning pool. So again, hatch pool into delayed gases. MasTeR, he is on patrol. He's looking and searching. Erik moving out for his macro hatch. You can see MasTeR is in position. Like again, he's in position to block that macro hatchery. Again, he knows, baby, he knows. Oh, it's going to be thrown down, regardless. It's going to be thrown down. I believe it is close enough to the edge here to block this location off. I believe, I could be mistaken. But there is an opening on the left to make it so that the lava is not going to be impeded. And units won't be delayed. So now we have gases on the way. We're building up. So the same opener here, or a similar opener from Erik, as to what we saw previously. Once again, MasTeR back at home. Going for his own gate expanded to Cybercore. Into his Adept Harass. Now, last game, MasTeR, he had a very successful early game. If you remember, he killed 5 drones. He killed 5 drones with his first 2 Adepts. Erik, he barely was unable to keep up with those Adepts and did lose extra workers. We'll see if Erik's defense is going to be a little bit stronger this time. It's going to be cleaner. Meanwhile, Erik, he does go for another hatchery. Gets his 3rd base. And again, did skip his Overlord as hatcheries are about to finish. Once again, Stargate opener out of MasTeR. Now, last game, MasTeR did go Stargate into 2-base Temple Archives, into Twilight Council, Temple Archives, into 2-base Archon drop. So we'll keep it on MasTeR to see if he does it again. Let's see if he does something similar. Now, links are cleaned up. Adepts, they move out. And if you remember, these are the 2 Adepts that last game got 5 drone kills. They do move out. Erik, he has 4 lings on the way. He's going to have 8 lings, so 8 lings in total. Is getting a second queen in the main. So far, he's trying to keep up. Adepts, they threaten to shade. Oh! They do shade into the natural. This time, Erik, he pulls away. So far, he hasn't lost any drones. But he's going to lose 1. He will lose 1 worker here, but only 1. Nice surround there from Erik. He shuts down one of the Adepts. He will lose... not another worker. So very clean defense here from Erik, only losing 1 drone so far. But MasTeR's not done. He's not done because here comes the Oracle. Oracle will zoom in. The Spore needs a couple more seconds. Uh-oh. Yeah, needs more seconds here. Spore was a little bit too late. The second queen has arrived. 1 drone goes down. He gets 2. 3 in total. 3 drones in total. The Oracle takes a lot of hits. But this is still a cleaner defense than what we saw last game. So still a cleaner defense here from Erik. Behind this, once again, on 2 bases, Twilight Council into Robo. This looks like the same build from MasTeR. So, interesting. We do have both Erik and MasTeR going for the same builds as they did in Game 1. This time, Erik has had a stronger start here to Game 2. Oh, as up. Does save the drone. Deflects the Oracle. Does deflect. So Erik, he'll be able to drone up a little bit easier here. Evo Chamber's on the way. MasTeR moving out with his next 2 Adepts. Erik is here to delay the expansion. Oh! Doesn't get the surround. But he does get the probe. Yeah, the 3rd base is going to be delayed. Nice pick off here from Erik. Gets 1 probe. Gets 2! Oh my god. Takes down 2 workers. Meanwhile, there's that Temple Archives again. Archon drop here from MasTeR. Erik, he moves in, once again delaying the expansion. As finally it's being thrown down. And MasTeR moves out. Back at home, Roach Warren is complete. So Erik, he has his Roach Warren. Evo Chamber for +1. And again, yeah, there is enough room. There is barely enough room there for the units to move out. So Erik, he gets another probe. Gets another worker. Archons are moving in. We have 9 roaches on the way. And they should pop out just in time. Oh. Yeah, workers, they pull away as well. And remember, even though mining time is being denied here, this is still better for Erik. Ooh, as Adepts shade into the natural, getting 4 drone kills. Nice damage here from MasTeR. Getting 4, getting 5 workers. Yeah, Erik, he was distracted here by the Archons. Nice damage here from MasTeR. And again, MasTeR, he needed damage because of how late this 3rd base is. This 3rd base, it was already late because of the build itself, because of the earlier tech, but even more delayed because of all the Ling aggression. So MasTeR, he had to get some damage, just get 5 drones. Archon drop moving in, getting an Overlord. Meanwhile, Erik, he is getting into his own Roach Ravager once again. Saturating his bases, getting into another expansion, a 4th base on the way. Now, if you remember, a lot of the last game did hinge on the assault at the 4th, right? It was the MasTeR that was able to trade well enough at the 4th base and commit into his 3-base all-in. If it's the same build, now Erik has a better idea what's going on. Last game, he droned up to 74, if you remember. He went up to 74 workers. And then the defense happened. And we'll see if Erik drones up harder earlier, or if he cuts workers sooner instead. Oh, he's going for the all-in. Let's go. We have the answer. He does cut workers. So last game he droned up to 74. This time droning up to 61. He will cut workers here on 5 gases. So 5 gases in total. Massing up roaches, massing up his, not even queens, just mass roach moving out across the map. Overlord speed is done. And he's going for a roach drop, not even a German taxi with queens. Okay, this is different. Let's go. So we get a massive Doom drop of roaches into the main base. MasTeR, he moves out towards left hand side. MasTeR, he will miss the Dropper Lords. He'll miss the Doom drop. And again, MasTeR, he's still building up. Storm is done in 10 seconds. You can see Immortals at the natural. We have the High Templar at the third. Roaches, they move in to distract. And the main base is exposed. And we'll see what Erik can get done. So Erik, he pokes in, takes the Storm to the face. One Archon does get targeted. Nicely done. Erik, he pulls away. Roaches, they do get into the main. Going for the production, going for the pylons potentially as well. Oh! As they take down the Zealot. But they catch High Templar. MasTeR gets distracted. One High Templar goes down. Ooh, the Storm is brutal though. At the same time, Roaches, they take down the mineral line. They take down the Robo. Massive pickoff. We spoke earlier last game. A big issue here for Erik was the Immortal production, but one Robo goes down. There's one Robo left. That will delay, that will deter the Robo production here. The Immortals for MasTeR. Robo goes down. Templar Archives. All the tech is forfeit. And MasTeR losing everything back at home. Tries to commit, loses all the High Templar, no more Storms. Zealous, they do bust into the mineral line. Zealous, they popping off. Meanwhile, everything's depowered in the main. Oof. Another High Templar goes down. And what's the anti-air looking like? There's no anti-air, we can just pick up and leave. Fourth base does fall. So MasTeR does get some damage done here. He gets 5 drones, he gets the expansion. But MasTeR, he lost the Temple Archives, the Twilight Council, the Robo, delayed upgrades. And the expansion, he's on 2 bases. He's stuck on 2 bases, he's oversaturated. Drop Lords, they come back in. Again, limited anti-air. There's 1 Archon and 1 High Templar that shoots up. And Erik, he's maxing out. He's maxing out at this point. And you can see that if you do the same build 2 games in a row, like Erik, he has a much crisper response here. Recognizing how vulnerable MasTeR would be. Does threaten another drop. Doesn't quite go for it. MasTeR, he's stuck in the main. He has to keep supplying the main base, I should say. Erik moving in. Takes down the Zealots, takes down the Archons. And Erik, he will just shut this down. He'll just overwhelm. There's just too much Roach Ravager. And again, just really decisive play from Erik going into the main base when he did. Going for the Dropper Lords. Denies the warp in. Takes down the Twilight Council. And GG gets called. Erik, he will tie the series 1-1. We have a back and forth. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Again, a very interesting style here from Erik. Again, just having a much stronger reaction and stronger response to the initial Archon drop opener. Cutting workers at 61, just committing there into that Doom drop. And also distracting at the same time. And it was just so crucial he was able to snipe the Robo, that he sniped the Temple Eye. Like, he sniped so much tech in the main. And of course, depowered the production as well. It was a crippling damage. And that leads us here into game number 3. And at this point, as the series unfolds between the players, I would imagine that MasTeR is going to mix it up. I would imagine that now is not the time to go for the same build and to open up Archons. We'll see. We shall see. As we are loading into game 3, you're going to be loading into Frostline. And this morning, in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our blue Protoss player from land of Brazil, representing Team Hellfire, being forced into a tied series. We'll see if he can bring it back. It is MasTeR. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Zerg player, the red Zerg, representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Erik. Here we go. As we are going to be settling in. So far, so good. As Erik, he does go for his initial hatch gas pull, standard opener out of Erik. I'm sorry, I have to say, my mistake. I'm so used to saying hatch gas pull. It should be hatch pull into hatchery here from Erik. His standard opener. There we go. As MasTeR going for the gate expand, we'll see if MasTeR is able to successfully delay the opener. We've seen both in game 1 and game 2, MasTer's been trying to pylon block, or I say pylon block, to probe block the expansion, the macro hatchery. So probe is being active. Erik here will soon move down to the low ground. Will soon move down. You can see, yep, MasTeR is on patrol. Once again, trying to delay. Erik, he does go for the gas instead. Okay. Erik, he will mix it up a little bit here. Going for a faster gas geyser. The probe responds. MasTeR's like, hold up, where's the drone? he's like, where's your hatchery? What's going on? Does move in. He will confirm earlier gases. Now the drone is on the way. And Erik, oh, he will actually not go for the macro hatchery yet. Once again, MasTeR is looking for it. And Erik, he opens up double queen. Oh my god, into Jesus. Okay, so Erik, he does play with some mind games here. MasTeR, he is searching for that expansion, for that macro hatchery. It doesn't exist. Erik, he does go hatch first into spawning pool, into gas, into very early roach warren. He's going for a roach rush. So he's going for an early roach push. MasTeR, he has no idea. Oh, I mean, MasTeR, he is aware that something's wrong. He knows that something's wrong, something is amiss. He doesn't know exactly what's going on. MasTeR is in the dark. Now, this shouldn't be an all-in. I believe this should be like, say, 4 or 5 roaches early on to move out across the map to apply some pressure. We'll see if Erik is more committed than that. See how committed Erik is going to be. He's got 4 roaches so far. Overlord does pop. He has a couple of things to reinforce. He does scout the initial opener. Stargate here. He's making more roaches. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's making more roaches, not droning up. Adepts, they threaten a shade. And they will get 1 drone up, potentially. Yeah, 1 drone goes down, roaches, they pop out, and now he knows. Now he knows. Instant Void Ray. Void Ray's on the way, shield batteries are on the way. MasTeR, he saw the roaches, he's trying to get ready for the all-in. He's setting up. Erik has been scouted. Queens are already across the the queens are already across the map. Let's go, baby, let's go. The queens are rallying out. They're already almost there. Lings, roaches, everything gets sent across. We get a random drone as well. I don't know if that's intentional, but sure, we get a drone. Let's go. And you see MasTeR responds with a mass wall of cannons, or sorry, of shield batteries, of pylons, more shield batteries on the way, and void rays about to pop out. The queens will help against that. Oh, he's going for creep. Let's go. That's why the drone is here. Yeah, it does go for the creep spread. Oh, but the void ray does focus on the tumor. Gets 1 tumor and barely doesn't get the other. Roach is pushing in, going for the pylon. But prismatic alignment is activated, and with that 1 void ray, that may be enough to hold on. Honestly, just a really strong response here from MasTeR. Oh, clutch transfuse. Very clutch transfuse. Another drone pops in for the spore. Yeah, spore is on the way. Pylon goes down. Lings, they're busting in. The shield battery's out of energy. He does lay the pylon. Pylons are falling. Piles are connecting. Shield battery does get targeted down. And Erik, he's forcing his way in. He gets a surround. Oh, he surrounds the Stalker. Down to 1 Stalker, 1 Adept, and 1 Void Ray. The Vials, oh, they connect. Once again on the would-be shield batteries. Queens, they're getting low. Yeah, he has to back off. He has to back off. The Queens are getting low on HP. 1 Ravager gets caught. Erik trying to slow things down a little bit. Does pull away. Preserves the Queens. Meanwhile, 2nd Void Ray has arrived. The Cybercore is going to be targeted. This is okay damage, but it looks like MasTeR's going to hold. Yeah, MasTeR's going to be able to hold on here. As things are trickling in, but Erik, he's running out of steam. Oh! Also connect. Oh, Void Ray goes down. Oh my god, Void Ray goes down. Gets 1 Void Ray. Nice pick off. Likewise, going for the other. Files, they do connect. Going for the shield battery. Behind this, Erik is droning. Erik is droning, but these are late drones for Erik. This is not enough damage. It was impressive what he achieved, but Erik, he needs more. Does get the Cybercore. Erik, he evacuates. He's trying to pull out. Takes down the Zealot. And MasTeR, he is secure. He is now secure here on 2 bases. And yes, MasTeR's tech is a little bit awkward, and he has to try to build back up. But MasTeR, he's on 32 workers. Erik still has more droning to do. Does have more Ravagers, true. Okay. Morphs in more Ravagers. Going for the gateways. I feel like these queens have to get the hell out of here. As we have a 2nd Void Ray on the way. Does take down a gateway. He gets 1. Oh my god. Files connect. Plus transfuse. Queen's going for the Void Ray. As they turn the army back, some of the piles do connect. They handle one of the Stalkers. And MasTeR, he will hold. He will hold on. Now, when it comes to the setup back at home, Erik, he's up to 30 workers here, 32 drones. Every Ravager gets targeted down. Saves the Ravager. Let's go. But he's getting up to 36. Third base is on the way. This is a decent setup here for Erik, but my biggest concern here are the Void Rays. These Void Rays, they can go uncontested. What's the anti-air for Erik? He's on how many queens? 2. 2 queens. Spores are now on the way. Queens, they do come together. Oracle moves in. Spore will finish. Now, with the help of the spores, the queens should be okay. As you can see, Erik, he does have a third spore. Moving in position. Erik needs to save that third base. I'm not sure if he can. Yeah, there's prismatic alignment. And Erik, he can't afford to lose this. Stalkers are moving in as well. Queens, they do engage. They're getting caught off of creep. Lings are trickling in. Spore will burrow. Extra queens have arrived. Erik holds. Whew. Okay, Erik, he does barely hold on. He's got 4 queens. He has a Spore. He has MasTeR as well. Takes down the Void Ray. And we have a game. we have a game, papi. Yeah. Lair is on the way. Erik has to drone up as hard as possible. Likewise, MasTeR getting a third base. Creep is, I mean, there's still that one tumor. Creep is still somewhat active. And link speed just finished. Link speed just completed. Erik, he sees the army. Where do we go from here? Engaging with the Stalkers, gets us around. And these Stalkers, remember, there's no blink. He gets 1. He's gonna go for massive Pigos. 4 Stalkers do fall. Links from here, they peel off into the, they attempt to get into the mineral line. Stasis goes off. Links, they head back over. Getting a couple workers. I mean, these are efficient pickoffs here from Erik, from these Lings. But he won't get economic damage, and he won't delay the expansion. So the game will continue. Erik gets the hell out of here. Does pull out. Behind this, saturating is 4th, or his 3rd. Saturation for MasTeR is a little bit delayed, but there we go. Here comes the big transfer. As the dust settles, I do want to favor MasTeR here. Like, MasTeR, he is on a higher probe count. He's now getting up to 3 bases. He has charge on the way. He's going for the War Prism. This tells us that MasTeR is not macroing. Like, he's getting a 3rd, that is true, but MasTeR is going for a big timing attack here with charge, with Archons, with the War Prism. And if Erik is joining up too hard, if he joins up too much, he's going to be in trouble here. Even without it, Erik is going into Ling Hydra. I'm not too confident in this army composition against what MasTeR's going for. Like, roaches are going to be needed to have something a little bit more robust against all the zealots. MasTeR moves out, and Erik, he does spot the War Prism. He knows the army's coming. Erik, he threatens to run by. He does get denied. MasTeR, he does break out. Erik behind this, massing on more Hydras. Erik, he's about to get Hydra speed, but he does not have Hydra range. More Zealots are warping in. And Erik, the Hydras are getting caught out. The Hydras are going to be going down. Losing 1, 2, 3 Hydras. Brutal losses there for Erik. Every unit counts. The expansion is going to be denied. Oh, MasTeR pulls away for now. Waiting for reinforcements. Erik is buying time. Buying more time, building more Hydras. Expansion does complete. Erik dancing with the army. More Hydras getting caught. Clutch Transfuse. And Clutch Transfuse. Lings, they try to collapse on in. But these Zealots, they trade so efficiently. Yeah, they break through all those Lings. They're getting some of the Hydras. And MasTeR, he has broken through. Again, Ling Hydra is just such a fragile composition. It's so fragile. Erik does hold. Impressive. Erik, he holds on. He saves the expansion. It was very costly, though. Cost a lot of Lings. And Erik, where are we going from here? Okay, going to Ling Main Hydra. So Ling Main Hydra out of Erik. Meanwhile, MasTeR does pull away. MasTeR does preserve the Archons. And again, in general, I do favor MasTeR's composition, like going Archon, Charge Lot, and Storm as well. Like, all these things are good against light-based units. Against Link Main Hydra. Now, there is a chance, if Erik is able to get a surround, if he's able to surround the army, if the Bailings get on top of the High Templar, then Erik can take a fight. But he's heavily reliant here on having that kind of setup. Otherwise, MasTeR, he can just walk over his opponents. He's rolling on up. Erik distracted by the charge lots. And Erik even gets supply blocked. Now, a tech path that Erik can go down, which will help him here, is Lurker tech. If he's able to get into Lurkers, he can try to slow the game down. You know, Erik going for a massive Link run by. There's plenty of charge lots. Yeah, the Zealots, they defend. Like, there's just no answer to these Zealots. Or to the army of MasTeR. Erik, he pulls away. He does need those Banelings. Zealots into the main. And Erik is just being pulled apart at this point. As MasTeR heads towards the southern bases. Erik, he defends the main, but the mineral line is going to go down. The charge lots. They kill everything back. Ay, ay, ay. Does at least bring down the War Prism. And there's little Banelings, but Erik is forced all in. Like, he will lose his northern 4th base, the southern 5th base as well. Losing expansion after expansion. Erik trying to keep up. Oh. And cleans up all these Zealots. I'll shut them down. Likewise, ready for his own Baneling run by. Now, there is potential here. If he's able to get into a mineral line, if he's able to get into a base. Erik being very cavalier with this army. There is a 1 High Templar to defend. Banelings are rolling in, but if MasTeR reaction time, it should be okay. As Banelings, they do slip into the mineral line. Storm pops up. Banelings are dealt with. Erik going right down mid. And he runs into more High Templar. There's storms everywhere. The storms. Yeah, storms, they will connect. They shut down the Hydras. And there's still plenty more storms where that came from. There's how many? There's 7 High Templar. So many storms. Erik, he can't really engage. Morphing in more Banelings. Moving forward. Does find what would be soon to be Skytoss. Jesus. Banelings, they try to head into the mineral lines. The fleet beacon does go down, so nice pick up when it comes to the tech. Banelings are denied. And MasTeR, he just, I should say that Erik, he just can't fight head on. Just cannot fight the main army. He has to evacuate, has to pull away. Picks up an Archon. Storms on the Banelings. Now the Archon goes down. And Erik, he's just running out of steam. He's running out of army. This is the final forces of Erik. GG gets called. And MasTeR, he brings it back and takes a 2-1 lead. Whew. GG. Does take a lead here. Again, MasTeR, he was able to survive the initial all-in. Again, MasTeR, he had such a strong response making the Void Ray. Like, that was a big moment for MasTeR when he realized that the all-in was coming. Remember, wind it back, it all started with Erik going for a big Roach Queen all-in at the start of the game. MasTeR, he was able to pump out that first Void Ray, get shield batteries up and running, and he did survive, did persevere. And from there, MasTeR was in a better position. Erik, he did try to macro out of it, but he tried to macro out of it into Lingbane Hydra, and unfortunately, because of MasTeR's own army composition, like, he just couldn't really hold his own. Couldn't really hold his own in a longer game. MasTeR did overwhelm, and that leads us here into game number 4. We'll see if Erik can bring it back and force the ace match, or if MasTeR can take it from here. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the blue Protoss player from Brazil, leading the series 2-1, and 1 game away from becoming this week's Code for Giants Cup champion. It is MasTeR. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Zerg player, the Red Zerg, one of our own, representing the CranKy Ducklings. Down in the series, he has to fight back here and now to force the ace match. It is Erik. Here we go. And again, Erik, he had a very quirky response last game. As a reminder, he did open up he opened up hatch first, hatch pool into an earlier roach horn, into a roach rush. Here, pool first out of Erik. Interesting. Okay, pool first here from our Zerg player. We are loading into Amygdala. Amygdala does have a longer rush distance by ground. I'm curious to see what Erik does with this opener and how aggressive he's going to be, if at all. So pull first out of Erik. Does get the hatchery here on the low ground. Uncontested. Probe is moving in. And from here, Erik, he can make an early wave of lings, and he can try to force an overreaction here from MasTeR. As MasTER, he scats the pool. There we go, 6 lings on the way. Sorry, 4 lings on the way. Now to 6. MasTER still a gate expanded to Cybercore. Standard response here from MasTER. He should be making the initial Zealot. As there's that macro hatchery. Does get thrown down. Lings move out. And this is a greedy response from MasTER as he doesn't flinch. He doesn't make the Zealot. He's going Adept first. Which means MasTER, he is somewhat vulnerable here. Erik, he checks. He will confirm that the gateway is not researching, not producing. Now he starts a Zealot, but it's so late. I mean, it's supply blocked as well. There we go. Adept is on the way, being chronoed as we speak. Lings, they will be able to move in first. Does he go for the pylon? Does he go straight for the main? Yeah, the boys are being pulled. Boys are here to defend. So far, good damage here by Erik, going for the pylon, going for the probes. Probes are going down. He gets 1, he gets 2. Gets 2 workers so far. Does get 2 workers. Threatens the main base. Oh. Likewise, Erik, he does pull away. So far, good damage. 2 probe kills and denied mining time. It's keeping the Adept busy. And back at home, Erik is droning. Erik is droning on up. Going back for the going back for the pylon. He shouldn't get it though. Adept does arrive and Erik, he pulls out. So MasTER, he does defend. Did sustain some losses. His tech is delayed. Stargate now being thrown down. Erik does pull out. Now he does have to make more lings. Again, he forced out all these Adepts and he has limited defenses back at home. So more lings on the way. Erik now taking his 3rd base. Building up his army. Adepts are moving out. Now this early game defense for Erik is going to be very tense. And so far he's keeping up with MasTER. MasTER, he scouts, he checks for the 3rd base. Does confirm. Stargate is done. Does open Oracle. He's going for the Oracle opener. As MasTER does shade it to the mineral line. Does get 1 drone so far. He gets 1. Oh! I believe. No, never mind. He got the trade with the lings actually. So drones, they do survive. Adepts are being picked up. Gets 1. And barely doesn't get the other. But Erik holds. Erik doesn't lose any drones. He doesn't lose any workers. So far, solid defense. Behind this, we do see once again a robo on 2 bases. No expansion into a Twilight Council. MasTER, he is once again opening up Archon Drop. He's quite fond of it. I don't blame him. This is a build that a lot of the Polish players are very fond of. I'm talking about Cristiano and Mana. Cristiano and Mana are very fond of this build. Geralt, he does it every now and then. Skillus does it every now and then. Max Packs, he mixes it in like maybe like once a week sort of thing. MasTER does dip in between the bases. Going for the drone, doesn't quite get it. A lot of toll damage there on that Oracle. And here comes that Archon drop. Templar Archives, the Prism is on the way. MasTER is going to be dropping across the map. So Erik, he's being active. Likewise, catching out some workers. Probe goes down, nothing major here. Likewise, MasTeR is still building up, and the Archon drop is coming. Again, all building up towards this Archon drop. Prism is moving in. Erik behind this time not going into Hydras. He's embracing Roach production, taking his gases, joining up quite heavily here on 3 bases. And Erik, he, for the most part, should be aware. Yeah, he knows. He knows. He saw the late expansion and the faster Twilight Council. So Erik is aware that it's the same build. Now, MasTeR is setting up multi-pronged aggression. He has Archons towards the main, and he has Adepts here towards that 3rd base. Erik, can he keep up? As Erik, he does react to the Archons. Adepts a shade into the mineral line. Drone's going to be going down. Gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3 so far. Roaches are keeping up, getting 4 drone kills. At the same time, Archon's going for an extra weapon as well, going to force a cancel. And the hatchery is going to be denied. There's a cancel, dropping into the main. So far, good damage here from MasTeR. Adepts are cleaned up. That was about 4 deaths for 4 drones. Meanwhile, do you see what I see? Erik, he's not droning. Erik, he does take all of his gases. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, he does take all of his gases, but he is not droning. There we go. He's going for the Spire, going to Muta play. Okay. Going into Mutas. He's building up his Roach army. He can soon be active, but for now, yeah, he's just knocking down those rocks. Opening up the map. MasTeR's Archons were deflected. And MasTeR, he has no idea what's going on. He has not scouted. Now, this is similar to what we saw on Ultra Love. If you remember, when Erik went for the massive Doom drop into the main base, something that we noticed, and one of the big weaknesses of this army, is lack of anti-air. There's no blink. There's no blink. There's no stalkers. There are storms, and there are some Archons, that is true. So there is some anti-air available here, but it's very limited. So Mutas, they can excel. They can excel quite well here against this. Of course, the big issue becomes, or the big question becomes, can Erik get into his Mutas in time to harass across the map, or will MasTeR go for his 3-base all-in? Because that's what he's building up towards, a big 3-base all-in with massive Mortal Storm Archons. Who hits first? Erik, he's doing both? Okay. This is a little bit greedy. Roaches, they do push in. They get caught by the stasis. Again, just keeping MasTeR back home. We have Ling Roach on the right-hand side. We have Roach Ravager on the left-hand side. We have massive drop loads coming in. The Spire is now done. And Erik, he doesn't make any Mutas. Okay, he does. Okay, 5 Mutas. 5 Mutas are on the way alongside the Doom drop. Erik trading well. Picking off Zealots. Yeah, it does pick up a lot of Zealots. Again, MasTeR's the rest of his High Templar on the right-hand side. Wait, is that his only High Templar? He only has 1. Oh my god, only 1 High Templar. Limited storms, and here we go. We see Erik. He does poke in. He backs off, and he's going for the Doom drop into the main. Does go for the drop. Main base once again is exposed. That's where the Robo is. And the question becomes, can Erik snipe that Robo? As Erik is getting ready for, I would say, almost a tri-pronged attack, or even more than that. Mutas towards the natural, drop into the main, army towards the left, and another army here on the right-hand side as well. There's 4 prongs. This time, MasTeR is ready in the main. Yeah, the main drop is deflected. Mutas, likewise, they run into Archons. Oh, the Mutas are all going to go down. Meanwhile, High Templar are getting picked off. So Erik, he does find success here on the left-hand side. Takes down the Archon as well. Takes down the Archon, takes down the High Templar. Lings, they threaten a dive, drop here into the mineral line. Is this enough though? Again, the Mutas were thrown away, but he might just have enough for a Ravager, where the Immortals, the Immortals are stuck. They're pinned here back in the natural. Oh, Roaches are deflected at the 3rd base. Drop into the main, going for the Robo. As we mentioned, this is the key pickoff here, is sniping that Robo. Erik, he doesn't get it. MasTeR defends. And MasTeR, he's holding. He is holding on now. When it comes to the main army, MasTeR on the one hand, he is holding on, but he is losing High Templar. Every time, every High Templar goes down. Speaking of, no, the High Templar, they get sniped once again. So we're not seeing any storms. The High Templar, they keep being sniped. Erik rebuilding, this time going into 9 Mutas. The Immortal count is a concern. He's up to 6 so far, getting up to 8. 8 Immortals. Main army gets scouted. Drop lords are still a thing. Remember, MasTeR, he has a lot of supply pinned back in the main, ready for the drop. There's one storm. One storm pops off. Mutas are on the way. And we'll see if Erik is a little bit more attentive this time with said mutas. So Erik is trying to break through. Mutas are on the right hand side. Oh. Mutas they pull back home. Erik trading with the army. Picking up a decent amount of zealots. Zealots are going down. The longer this goes on, though, the more immortals there are. Erik, he's not harassing. He's banking them up. Okay. Okay, Erik. This is very risky. But as he's bleeding out roaches, I mean, he still hasn't droned, by the way. He's still on 3 base saturation, 65 workers. But he has the boosted economy with the gold base. Okay, he has a boosted economy. And you can see he's slowly trading out roaches and just banking on more and more mutas. I see you. Does find the prism. Prism goes down. That's how many mutas? That's going to be 19. 19 mutas for Erik. He is spotted. There we go. We have Archons morphing in. That's going to be a lot of Archons. Mutas, they hit the natural. They catch High Templar. High Templar goes down. Archons as well. He's going to get both. MasTeR ignores it. Yeah, he ignores the mutas. He's going in. Is going for the kill. It's going to be on Erik to slow this down. He has to back off. He has to buy time. Mutas, they take over the natural. Probes are going down. Drop lords towards the 3rd base. Here comes the all-in from MasTeR. And Erik, he base trades. He ignores the army. He ignores the army. He's going for the base trade. The expansions are going to be going down. He takes control of the natural. Gets into the 4th. Drops into the 3rd. And we're just going full base trade mode at this point. Mutas, they're catching reinforcements. Erik, he knocks down the 4th base, now going for the 3rd as well. Again, there's no workers that are able to evacuate. And MasTeR, he does have a terrifying army, that's true. That's a lot of immortals. But Erik, he evacuates as well. He evacuates drones. He's getting a base here towards bottom right. He can get another expansion. Lings, they flood into the main. And MasTeR, he has nothing out on the map. He has nothing out here. He has no probes. Down to 9, down to 7, down to 4. They're losing every worker he has. How many probes are left? 3 probes. They're going down. Yeah, the probes, they don't escape. There's no other buildings. This is all he has. The final buildings. There's a recall. Does recall back into the main. He saves the main base. The natural is going to fall. And Erik, he can always just go back home. He can always just go back home from here. He can deal with what little is left. The prisms are going down. There's barely any anti-air here. Erik, he pulls out. Mutas are moving in. And MasTer's a bit pulled apart here. The High Templar, they fall one after the other. There's one storm. The storm's not enough. Immortals go down. The mass muta. I mean, again, just ready for the base trade. Or he forced the base trade. He forced the all-in. And Erik, he will hunt everything down. MasTer, he has nothing left. He's down to this. This is his army. He's down to 0 probes. 0 workers. These are all the buildings. Erik finding more immortals. MasTer, he restarts the base trade. Yo, we have Burrow. We have Burrow. And GG gets called. Erik, he will tie up the series 2-2. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Very, very intense, very back and forth. Again, I was really concerned with Erik when Erik lost his first wave of mutas. When the first mutas went down, I was very concerned for Erik. I was concerned that that was just too expensive for a loss. Likewise, Erik, he failed to snipe the Robo, but what he was doing, as we were pointing out, was he was sniping High Templar, and he was trading, right? He was trading with the army. He was keeping MasTeR pinned on his bases, and Erik, I did notice he was making mutas, and I was like, where are the mutas? I was like, what's going on? We pan over, and he's banking them up to 19 mutas. 19 mutas. I think he went up to like 27 towards the end, but just banking up mutas back at home. And with that, he forced the base trade. He forced the base trade. Oh, GG, well played. And we're going all the way to the ace match. Let's go. It all ends here. It all ends on Abyssal Reef. Hi. That's stressful, papi, stressful. But I love how the evolution of the series has played out, because again, because Erik has already beaten MasTeR before with Dropper Lords, MasTeR, he was prepared for it. Like straight up, like props to MasTeR, he was ready for the Dropper Lords, he was ready in the main base, which is why Erik, he went for Dropper Lords plus Mutas. He went for both of them, and it was really the Mutas that were the MVPs of that game, while MasTeR was distracted with everything else. And here we go, we're getting into the ace match, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Abyssal Reef, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Team Hellfire, being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? It is MasTeR. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the Brazilian Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing the CranKy Ducklings, as he is one of our own. It is Erik. Hey. So the question becomes, is MasTeR going to open up Archon drop again? Most likely, yes. Most likely, but welcome one and all to Abyssal Reef. Abyssal Reef is one of the larger maps in the map pool. Is a much larger map. And we'll see how our players do approach this. Here we go. So we are going to be setting up. Likewise, Erik going hatch first, does go hatch pool. We do see MasTeR once again, he's on patrol. He's patrolling, he's looking to delay the macro hatchery. And he does disrupt the builds, at least for a moment. Erik does get up and running. Does get his macro hatchery into his gas geyser. So again, hatch, pool, hatch, gas opener here by Erik. And as we lead into a larger map, this is where something like Mutas are more viable. Like, Muta play is a lot more accessible here on Abyssal Reef, just because how large the map is, how difficult it is for a player like MasTeR to counterattack and to punish Muta play, the amount of room in between the bases as well. So Mutas are going to be a viable option here for Erik. But he did just use them last game. Like, again, I think the most interesting thing to me about this series is just how the players have adapted and evolved from game to game to game. Every game, something different, something more unorthodox. It's just different layers here amongst the players. So I would be concerned about Erik trying to go into Muta play here 2 games in a row. So now Erik, he does take his third. Getting his third expansion. Joining up, saturating. It is going to be a Stargate opener out of MasTeR once again. Stargate into Oracle. MasTeR is setting up back at home. Oh god, it's a massacre. I think that comment was about the game on Frostline. Yeah, Frostline was a rough one. That was an attempted Lingbane Hydra against Storm. Charged Archon. It was not a pretty sight. Not a pretty sight on Frostline. From here, though, again, we made it all the way to the final game of the series, the ace match. Let's go. That's all we wanted. We got the most we could out of these two. As MasTeR, this time, for the first time this series, do you see what I see? A third base on time. A third base on location. A third base before any other tech. Okay. Okay, MasTeR, I see you. Now, as a reminder, for those that are maybe tuning in towards the end of the series, every macro game that we've seen out of MasTeR, he has gone for a delayed third into a faster Twilight Council, into Temple Archives, into Archon drop on 2 bases. But for the first time, he actually goes for his third base on time. Goes for an earlier third into Twilight Council, most likely still into Archon drop, but it is going to be a more economic variation of Archon drop. As the other Twilight Council, this should lead into a Temple Archives and a Robo. I say that, no Robo yet, which is concerning to me. This might be Glaive Adepts. Yeah, there's no Robo, no Temple Archives. Delayed Forge. What are we going for? Blink. Okay, Blink-based opener here out of MasTeR. Interesting. So this Twilight Council is really early. This Blink timing is designed to defend against an all-in. Also designed to be aggressive as well across the map. Now the Forge is late, the upgrades are delayed, but MasTeR has potential with these Blink Stalkers. But again, this is a stark contrast to every other game we've seen. This is the first time this series that MasTeR is upgrading Blink. Like, he has not gone for Blink Stalkers at all this series. Meanwhile, which means this would actually be a really good game for Erik to go into Ling Hydra. Like, Ling Bane Hydra can really excel against this style. It struggles against Charge and Storm, but Erik doesn't know. For the time being, Erik, he does see the timing of the expansion, but he's not aware of anything else. Erik behind this, taking his gases, joining up, saturating. Oracle does hit the natural. Erik, he pulls away in time. Does pull away. Taking a lot of gases. Meanwhile, that's going to be a massive gateway explosion. That's going to be an 8-gate setup here on 3 bases. I don't see any gases, and this may just be a 3-base all-in. Oh. We have an 8 gateway so far. We can get a proxy like 9th or proxy 10th gateway. We'll see how hard MasTeR does commit. Erik behind this going to +1 melee. +1 melee, taking more gases, joining on up. Yeah, it's the all-in. He's going for the all-in. The boys are being pulled. Now, these workers here are designed to throw down proxy pylons and proxy gateways, so this should be for a 9-gate 3-base all-in, or again, maybe up to 10 gateways. Yep, there it is. There's a proxy. And we're not joining. We're not joining. We're not saturating. We're not taking gases here at the 3rd. It is an all-in. It's all or nothing for MasTeR. Erik, he is still in the dark as to what's going on. He doesn't see this. Now, Erik, he is making some lings that will help, but he needs roaches more than anything. Or just as much roachling as possible. As Erik, he's taking Baneling Nest, Infestation Pit. He's taking up, investing resources elsewhere. Erik, he does notice. Now he's aware. Does the army... Oh, Erik, he drones! No! He drones up! Now is not the time for droning. Erik, he does make a wave of workers. Here we go. We have shield batteries alongside this as well. MasTeR is moving in. And again, he has just a massive amount of stalkers. 18 stalkers here to work with. Lings, they just crumble before this. There's not enough roaches, not enough lings. Again, Erik, he was droning, he was taking, he was not ready for the all-in. He didn't see this. Lings, they come in from behind them, but that stasis does shut them down. And the base is going to go down. Yeah, the base will fall. MasTeR, it's his turn to be the aggressor this time. As the all-in has arrived. Knocks down the expansion, pushing further in. We do see that MasTeR is taking an expansion behind this, so he can go into charge as a follow-up to reinforce. But he's already done so much. Already achieved so much here, and Erik, he's up against the wall. He's trying to engage. Lanes that come in from behind. The oracles do shut them down. Stalkers move forward. The wilds, they do not connect. Was close. A couple of stalkers do get picked up. Okay, decent engage here from Erik. Picks up a couple of stalkers. A couple of stalkers go down. We have +2 on the way. MasTeR still maintaining that stalker army. Okay, so we've got 23 stalkers. It's mainly lings. Oh! Oh my god. Pause, don't quite connect. Nice kiting here from MasTeR. You can see the creep is receding, making it more difficult for Erik to engage. And again, on Abyss Recall is getting ready for a longer game, and we do see Erik, he does get on top of the stalkers. Not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4 stalkers going down. Better pickles here from Erik. Oh my god. Whilst they do graze the army, a lot of stalkers do fall. Not bad. Erik taking a good fight. Does take a good fight so far. He's so greedy. He's taking up into a hive. He's so greedy. Hive is on the way. Double expanding, getting a 4th and a 5th base. Ling Rabbi moves out. Erik has been greedy, but Erik, he survives. Ooh, he survives the all-in. MasTeR, he backs off, and what I will say is that MasTeR's tech is late. Now, his upgrades are still decent. He's getting to +2, but what I'm referring to here is no Colossus, no Disruptors, no Storm, no Archons, no Immortals. The first Colossus is on the way. Again, it has no Colossus range, so this follow-up tech here from MasTeR has been delayed in favor of the Mass Gateway All-In, which did do a lot of damage, but did not kill Erik. So now MasTeR is transitioning. Erik going for a Spire, going into Mutaplay, and an Ultra Jesus. Going for the Ultra Cavern as well. That's a lot of tech for Erik. It's a lot of tech. Does break out. At the same time, War Prism here towards the bases. Again, it was an impressive defense here from Erik. Does spot on the Zealots. At the same time, Charge also get into the middle line. Oh, 5 drones going down. Mutas will shut down the Prism eventually, as the Spire is still on the way. Spyro's on the way. Now, the problem with Mutas in this kind of game state, as opposed to the previous ones, is that we have MasTeR Stalker. Like, there's a lot of anti-air here for MasTeR. So, Mutas aren't going to be the end-all be-all like they were previously on Amygdala. They still have potential, but not as much. Kind of splitting on the way. Erik taking up and looking to commit into Ultras. Let's engage with the army. MasTeR pulls away. Does pull away. Erik's still pushing forward. Zelromite comes back in, once again going from the middle line, distracting Erik. He has to race back home, likewise Zelromite on the left-hand side as well. The Zelta pulling Erik apart. Yeah, drones are going down. Main army moves in, the base is going to fall. That's going to be 12 worker kills, ay ay ay. A handful of Zealots, all it takes to get 16 drones. Oh my Jesus. 16 workers going down, Ultra production has begun. But MasTeR has so much momentum here, getting 18 drone kills. Gets a full mineral line. And Erik, he teched up quite hard. He's got 6 Ultras on the way. Is that going to be enough? Oh, that is a lot of Ultras. They will have Kindness Plating, but they don't have Carapace. Ultras are revealed. This choke point is brutal. They cannot move down this ramp. Meanwhile, Zelromite as they continue. Oh. Nice Biles. Biles reconnects, so the first Ultra goes down. He gets 1, he gets 2. Again, the Ultras, they don't have the best upgrades. They only have +1 Carapace. And MasTeR, he is doing it. He is doing his busting into the natural. Pushes into the mineral line. Ultras, they just cannot engage. No, like this. No, they're trying to. The Ultras move in. They get a couple of swipes in, but they can be targeted down. Yeah, with just one after the other, the Ultras, they do fall. Decent Bailey connections. But MasTeR, he overwhelms. He overwhelms the army. He's got 3 Colossals left over. He's got Mass Stalker as well. A very chaotic game 5 here. Again, Ultras was a bold move. But more importantly, Erik, he just really struggled with his economy. As you can see, the Zelramites, they just continue. They just continue. Erik, he's so spread thin with his bases. Just being torn apart economically. That's going to be 17 drone kills. MasTeR moving in. Again, this choke point, this ramp is just brutal being used against Erik. As Erik just cannot engage into that choke point. Ultras, they do what they can. Expansion goes down. Erik going for a massive link counterattack with their oracles back at home. The Lings, they do nothing. They may be forced to cancel. Oh. Yeah, and Erik, he's down to his last legs. He's down to 2 more Ravagers. GG gets called. MasTeR, he will overwhelm, and MasTeR, he will take the series 3-2, becoming this week's Code for Giants Cup champion. GG. GG, well played. MasTeR, he will claim the series. He will take the win. A crazy series going all the way to the ace match, and this final game was a crazy one as well. Bearing in mind, MasTeR, he went for a 3-base all-in. He went for a 9-gate 3-base all-in with MasTeR Stalker, and during the defense, Erik, he was droning. He teched up into a hive. He teched up into, like in the infestation bit, into hive tech, into double expanding, and he survived. That's the most shocking part to me, is that Erik did survive. But I would say that he was a little bit too greedy in the aftermath as well. I was very impressed that he survived the all-in, but then what was he doing? He was taking up into Ultras as well, into Ultras, into Ultra upgrades. It's a kind of composition that is very expensive. It's very expensive. It takes a long time to really get going, and we saw that if Erik was left alone, he would have been okay. If he was left alone, he would have been able to embrace and get away with that, but we saw that MasTeR was being aggressive. MasTeR, he built up to 1, 2, and then 3 Colossus towards the end. MasTeR, he didn't give Erik time. MasTeR, he was being more assertive, and he was able to punish and break Erik before Erik could really embrace the Mass Ultra, which would have been impressive, but Erik, he was relying on MasTeR being more passive. Just relying on MasTeR being more passive, more defensive. Didn't quite come to fruition. GG. GG, well played, congratulations here regardless, as MasTeR just claimed the series, but Erik, he had a very intense back and forth, And as we mentioned, it's MasTeR and Erik, they often go back and forth, right? They often trade series, they often trade matches. Of course, you know, we wish the best for Erik, and Erik, he played well, Pappy played well. Did go down in the end, but again, it was a fun series, a fun, entertaining series regardless. GG. GG, well played. With that, MasTeR does claim it, and with that, that is going to be the end of this morning's broadcast. A little bit of an earlier or shorter broadcast is what I will say. But regardless, that will be our conclusion. Switching our scenes over, we have the rest of the bracket, we have the rest of our schedule here. There's a lot going on. Okay, from the top, we just finished up our Wednesday morning broadcast. We do have the Pondcast later on tonight, where we do discuss and we do go over all the news in StarCraft. We have Little League Cup on Thursday and Friday, so we have some Little League Cup action. We have Rex April Madness on Thursday evening as well. That's going to be tomorrow. We have the KSL, and do you see that Sunday morning? That is at 3 a.m. KST. That's very early. That's going to be 4 a.m. here. That is the StarCraft Evolution. That is the StarCraft 2 Brazilian Circuit Stage 1. That is the beginning here of the offline event in Brazil. Basically, there is an offline event happening in June in Brazil, where players like Erik and MasTeR and Inexorable, they're all going to be there. But in the lead up to it, we do have the open stages where players can make it into the playoffs. Now, Erik won't be playing this weekend. Erik, he is seeded further into the tournament. These are the early rounds. The early rounds are going to be taking place online, as players, they do try to vie for those offline spots. So yeah, that's going to be over this weekend. It's going to be a 2-day event. It's going to be Sunday and Monday. Oh boy. Otherwise, we have Firegrow Cup, MSO, plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft here on the channel, plenty more Brazilian StarCraft on the horizon. Let's go. Let us go. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Hope you had a great time. Just catching up alive, but time to ladder. I am tempted. I'm very tempted here, unironically. Like, because the cast was a little bit early, it was a 3-hour cast. You know what? I will attempt a ladder. We'll attempt a ladder here, and yeah, with that, we get oh, no. Yeah, the smoge is true. It's time to smoge, Papi. It's time to smoge. That is the universal ladder emote. Oh no. But thank you so much. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, we're going to be live later on tonight with the Pondcast, and I will be going live for only a couple of hours on my personal stream with some StarCraft 2 ladder. I don't get to ladder too often. My last ladder session was like a week ago, I think. 6 days. Oh, not too long. 6 days ago. 6 days ago was my last ladder session. But I'll be able to ladder for a moment, and then we'll get some food. I believe in you, pa. I also believe I will smoge. I believe. Let's go. But yeah, otherwise, thank you so much for watching. If you want to tune into more of the CranKy Ducklings, then you can check us out on the socials. We have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord, all things CranKy Ducklings. We have Mastodon, we have Blue Sky as well. We have TikTok, we have Kick, all things CranKy Ducklings. It's all there. We do upload onto YouTube on a daily basis, so you can check us out on YouTube, as that's where all the VODs are uploaded and posted. Otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Where the stream is going to be going down for a moment. We're going to be raiding my personal channel, and we'll be back. We'll be live with some StarCraft. Oh boy, it's I am ready to smoge. I'm ready to all the smoge, baby. Let's go. Aye. But with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi. Ciao. Hasta luego. See you next time.